imagine you're up to bat, the game's all tied up, and it's up to you to score the winning run. You may think I'm thinking of like baseball or softball, but I'm really thinking of cricket. And cricket is a fun bat ball game that started in Europe. It's branched out to Africa, Asia, Australia, slowly making its way to North America. Britain's second invasion. I'll be talking about the history of cricket, how it's played, and how we use it today in the modern world. So first,
press the right button. Is the projector's on?
Yeah, it's on that.
Down.
Just idle down.
Try coming out in front.
I bet if you
You
go
gotta
outside,
point it back here.
Fit.
but if you
go
go
back
outside the room, come back in with the entrance.
Okay.
I got an idea.
How many black
Take the
strings do you
batteries out and
have?
turn back in.
Hit it. Hit it on the net.
Oh, something's not right.
Take the batteries out.
The green is green light.
You need me to?
There we go.
There we go.
Oh,
Gotta
oh,
call
oh.
a mean name just to get the word.
So cricket started as early as the 16th century, and it began to spread to the 17th century, and in the 18th century it was very popular. It was played by poor people, by rich people, every social class played it. And then schools started to pick it up. Like how we have a football team, they had a cricket team, and other schools played each other. The evolution of cricket has changed a lot because the bats used to look more like a hockey stick, but now it looks more like a paddle. And the pitching, it used to be all underhand, but now it's mostly overhand. And in 1835, the first set of rules were like set. So before then there weren't any really definite rules, but now there were. Now that we've talked about the history, we're going to talk about how it's played. First, there's 2 teams, each with 11 players and 2 umpires. And some equipment you might need. Oh, there we go. A bat, hit the ball with. A ball. Some helmet and pads for like batting. And a wicket, which I'll get to later. The playing field. It's an oval, which is kind of weird. And it has a diameter of 450 feet. And in the middle, there's a big dirt strip, 66 feet long, and it's called a pitch. And that's where most of the batting and pitching happens. And at each end of the pitch, there's the wicket, which I talked about earlier. Wicket consists of 3 poles in the ground with little things called bails on the top. And this is basically what the pitcher aims for when he throws the ball. And there's also crease lines right here. These are lines on the pitch, and I'll talk about that later with batting. The main goal of the fielding or the batting team is to score runs, like baseball. And just like baseball, the fielding team is to prevent them from scoring runs. With fielding, there's 9 fielders out in the field, spread out, and then there's 2 major positions: the bowler and the wicket keeper. The bowler is basically the pitcher. The things that are different about when he pitches, though, he can get a running start when he throws the ball, and the ball's allowed to bounce before it gets to the batter. Unlike baseball, you have to stand there, and then it has to go to the catcher. And, so he tries to get the batter out. Fast bowlers, they can bowl about 90 miles per hour, so it's about the same as baseball. And the weird thing is that bowlers can only get 6 throws in a game. So when you throw 6 times, you have to switch in a new bowler, which is kind of weird. The wicket keeper, he's basically the catcher. He stands behind the wicket, and he's the only fielder that's allowed to wear pads. All the other fielders have, like, just no pads. And he can wear gloves to catch with. The batting team, their job is to hit the ball, obviously. There's always 2 batsmen on the field, which is kind of weird. There's one on each side of the pitch when they're batting. The crease lines, which I talked about earlier. It's kind of like the batter's box. They have to stay in there until the ball's hit, and they can run to each side. And that's how they score points, is if the ball's hit, then the batters have to run to the other side of the pitch, and that's 1 point. The batter, he stays at bat until he gets out. So if I hit the ball, I get a run, I'm still up to bat. Home runs, if a ball's hit out of the boundary, that's 6 runs. And if a ball bounces outside the boundary, it hits the ground first, that's 4 runs. But no other runs can be scored. Innings, which is kind of weird because it's plural, so when you say 1 inning, you're supposed to say 1 innings, which is kind of weird. There's only 1 or 2 innings in a game, and each team gets a chance to bat and field. But to end an inning, the fielding team has to get 10 outs, unlike baseball, which is only 3. Outs, haven't talked about that. There's 5 ways to get out. The bowler, if he throws the ball and it hits the wicket, then the batter's automatically out. And another way is if the ball hits the batsman's pads, like he steps in front of the ball, hits his pads, but the umpire thought it was going to hit the wicket, then he's out. If the batter hits the ball and it's caught by a fielder, he's out. And if the fielder, if I hit the ball and it drops to the ground, I run. The fielder fields the ball, throws it back to the pitch, and the wicket keeper catches it and throws it at the wicket, then I'm out if I don't make it back to the other side. So now that I've talked, if a batsman misses the ball, starts running, and he's not behind the crease line, which is basically the batter's box, and the wicket keeper hits the wicket, he's out. So now that I've talked about how it's played, probably wondering, is there like a competition or something? And there is. It's called the Cricket World Cup. It's held every 4 years, and it was last held in 2011. There's 14 international teams. So that's what the trophy looks like. And the last team to have won was India. And there's all sorts of teams, like just a few examples. There's Australia and Canada. So we've looked at the history, how it's played, and how we use it in the modern world. And cricket's an amazing experience that's played all around the world. And when you want to play baseball, maybe you should try cricket instead.